This is Andrew Tan. Raiders baseball is on your radio, courtesy of the King James Radio Network.
And so we welcome you to Monroe, New Jersey, the backdrop here at behind Monroe High School off in the distance here in Monroe, New Jersey. Corbett Thompson here for the King James Radio Network at jamesisking.com as we get ready for first pitch. North Brunswick and Monroe. Again, the Monroe Falcons out of the GMC Red Division come in at 4-2 under first-year head coach Sean Field. And the Raiders, a tough 1-7 under head coach Mark Blevins in his third season with North Brunswick. So the umpires and coaches meeting at home plate right now. The Raiders in their blue jerseys with the gold letters and numbers trimmed in white gray pants. And they will bat first, of course, blue caps with the gold center. Monroe, they're in their whites with the purple middle and the pewter gold numbers, white pants, blue socks. A lot of the guys going with the modern day pants. I see a couple of guys in the stirrups going old school. The black caps with the purple insignia on the front. And so we should get you our game time temperature. Our game time temperature is presented by the Weather Channel. I can tell you that it is windy as all can be. I think the wind just shows up just to mess with me, and it does a good job of it. So let me see. Our game time temperature here in Monroe is sunny skies and 64 degrees at game time. And so there's a public address announcement going on at the moment. So, Mr. Greg Byer, the athletic director here at Monroe, he told me about that. He told me now they have a PA. They have, of course, the music that they play pregame and in between innings. And so he told me about all of that. So my thanks to Greg Byer, athletic director here at Monroe. Usually you'll hear that for the basketball games. You generally don't hear that too much for the baseball games, but every team has its own nuance, or every school has its own nuances, if you will. And so I think you might get the national anthem here because both teams right now are over on near their respective dugouts. The umpires are going over the ground rules with Monroe head coach Sean Field, but so it's just some preliminary announcements. But again, as we talked about in our pregame, which was presented by the Cal team at Remax Country, visit them at thecalteam.com. But the Raiders just haven't been able to find a way to A, close games, B, stop walking people, and C, stop making critical errors at exactly the wrong time. And that's kind of been what's haunted North Brunswick here during this 5-game losing streak. So now let's get to the starting lineups as Monroe gets set to take the field. So for Monroe, your starting pitcher is Nick Caniglio. He will take the mound for the Falcons. So Caniglio is a freshman. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, and 3 strikeouts on the year. So Caniglio will get the start. And he will face this lineup for North Brunswick. Dylan Glassman is in right field leading off. Caleb Rodriguez is the third baseman batting second. Andrew Tan is at short hitting third. Christian Petrillo in center. He will bat fourth. Sean Berhini in left batting fifth. Alex Bursack is the catcher batting sixth. Dylan Farrell at first hitting seventh. Stefan Rojas Ayala is the second baseman batting eighth. And hitting for Ariel Regalado, the pitcher, is Omar Carreras, the DH. He will bat ninth. Defensive alignment for Monroe. Sean Saviano is at first base. Sean Walter is the second baseman. Brian Skirby is the shortstop. And S.O. Lucas is over at third. Nick White is in left. Over in center is Johnny Albrecht. In right is Ryan LeBeau. And behind the plate is Jack Fitzgerald for Monroe. So again, it looks like we're just about ready to go. You see the mesh banners along the outfield fence. It looks like, well, it's kind of almost like a transparent in left field. I think they might have moved it from left to right field, and just the markings are still there. But the banner, the mesh now over in right field. And so again, you guys will have to bear with me for a second as I write down my defensive alignment here. But Bryant Skirby, he's a veteran guy. He's been around those big time Monroe teams that were right there, competing for a GMC championship. So Dylan Glassman will step in the batter's box here for North Brunswick. And again, 64 degrees, sunny skies here at game time. Hopefully, for my sake anyway, I can't speak for anyone else, but for my sake, it stays in the 60s throughout the course of the game. So Glassman is a left-handed batter. Dylan hitting at .320, which leads the team. 8 hits, which leads the team. And so Glassman, a left-handed batter. And so Nick Coniglio, the right-hander, will be at the ready. He goes into the line ready to make his first pitch, and it's a fastball missing up high and outside for ball 1. You'll have to excuse me. The wind and my sinuses do not get along. And again, Glassman, a left-handed batter. So Coniglio into the line, and his pitch. Fastball chopped foul behind the plate. So ball and a strike on Glassman. My thanks to the people surrounding me here in Monroe. They're going to be listening to my voice for over the next couple of hours or so. My wife can't do it, so I don't know how they're going to do it. But nonetheless, Coniglio with his next pitch. Swing, and this one is a grounder left side in the hole, and that should be an infield hit, as throw to first will not be in time from Scurvy. So Glassman reaches first with an infield hit. So that'll bring up third baseman Caleb Rodriguez. Caleb is a right-handed batter. Caleb is a junior, hitting at .231, 6 for 26 with an RBI on the season. And so Coniglio will come to the set with his pitch. Fastball is at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. The scoreboard is out behind the left center field fence. So Coniglio to the set with Glassman on first, throw over, and Glassman just getting back on the dive. No balls and a strike on Caleb here. Next pitch, fastball misses high. So the count at 1-1 on Rodriguez. Caleb trying to work through an early season. I don't know if I call it officially a slump, but your next pitch, fastball inside, bending him back, throw to first. Glassman dives back in. 2 balls and a strike. The catcher for Monroe, Jack Fitzgerald, he was practicing his throwdowns with head coach Sean Field. He was throwing to third, first, his pickoff throws. So he's been working on that. And his pitch, that is Coniglio's pitch, fastball misses high. 3 balls and a strike on Caleb Rodriguez. Andrew Tan is on deck. Glassman leads off first. Coniglio at the set. And it's 3-1. Swing and a line drive going to left, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Glassman stops at second. So back-to-back hits from the 1 and 2 hitters. Put runners at first and second with nobody out. Andrew Tan will come up. Tan, still trying to get that power going. Hitting at .261 for the year, 6 for 23 with 2 RBIs. Raiders will look to get on the board early. Saviano is on the grass at first expecting a bunt, but I think Tan's swinging here. Time is called. Tan is your one power bat that you have. He's a run producer. And I don't think Mark Blevins is going to send him up there to bunt. Now, Monroe probably doesn't know that, but I see Saviano creeping in at first, from first base. Coniglio at the set, and his pitch. Fastball outside, Tan taking all the way, ball 1. So Coniglio at the set with runners at first and second. And his next pitch, fastball low in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes in time. Fitzgerald will go out here and speak to his pitcher. So it's 2 balls and no strikes on Tan. That kind of puts him in the driver's seat. And again, like I said, I see Saviano creeping in from first base. Now, if Tan wanted to bunt, third base is open because Lucas Esso is playing back at third base. But again, 2-0 count, your power hitter is up. He's not bunting. Caniglio with the 2-0. Curve drops in for a called strike, 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. So Caniglio at the set here. And his 2-1 pitch. Fastball up and in, ball 3. 3-1 now on Tan. Time is called. So just a brief conference on the mound of just looking through my card here for Monroe. Okay, 3 balls and a strike now on Tan. So Caniglio will come to the set. And his next pitch, swing and a foul back. And the count now at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I see Caniglio's wearing 23. All right, so 3 balls and 2 strikes. Caniglio at the set is 3-2. Swinging a chopper, slow chopper going towards the mound is Fitzgerald off the plate. Fields throws the first, gets Tan for the out. So 1 out, runners move up. Glassman to third, Rodriguez to second. 1 out for Christian Petrillo. Chich is a right-handed batter. Petrillo comes in 4 for 25 with an RBI, so that's a 160 average. So the Raiders would definitely love to get him going. 2 in scoring position here with 1 out. And now the infield in for Monroe here in the first inning. And your pitch. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, 0-1. And time is called. Now the home plate umpire bringing Petrillo over. I think the necklace that Chich is wearing wants him to take that off. And so he'll put that in the dugout. So no balls and a strike, kind of shades of Yoenis Cespedes, if you will. Now listen, as a Mets fan, anybody that knows me as a Mets fan, you guys know how I feel about Yoenis Cespedes. I'm not in love with the guy. I like Chich a lot better than I like Yoenis Cespedes, let's put it that way. No balls and a strike on Petrillo. So Caniglio will come to the set here with runners at second and third. Is 0-1. Curve drops in for strike 2. 0-2 on Petrillo. So no balls and 2 strikes. Caniglio will come to the set. And his 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball just missed low. Now 1-2 on Petrillo. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dylan Glassman at third, Caleb Rodriguez at second. And your next pitch, swinging a line drive into right center field for a base hit. Coming in to score is Glassman. Here comes Rodriguez. The throw to the plate is cut off. A single and 2 RBIs for Christian Petrillo, and the Raiders take an early 2-0 lead. Tailing into right center field and the wind blowing it that way. Brings in 2. RBIs 3 and 4 on the season for Chich. That'll bring up left fielder Sean Brahini. Brahini, right-handed batter. As Caniglio at the set, throw to first. Petrillo just gets back standing up. Brahini's a senior, 6 for 23, hitting a .261 with 3 RBIs. Another throw over to first, and Chich just getting back. Lost the helmet in the process, so time is called. As his dad, Dean Petrillo, hands his helmet back to him. So Coniglio will come to the set here. Another throw over, and again, Chich just getting back. So Monroe trying to control whatever running game the Raiders might have. Petrillo takes a nice lead off of first here. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Belt-high fastball from Coniglio, 0-1. So, of course, the Raiders trying to make Coniglio work here in this first inning. Outfield pretty much playing it straight up. The 0-1. Fastball high, throw down the first. Petrillo back standing up. So as you can see in the early going here, Fitzgerald is not afraid to throw it down. So the Raiders have to be careful about taking their leads. 1 ball and a strike. Coniglio at the set. Another throw over, and Petrillo back standing up. He's got a good move to first, it looks like. So, again, don't want to get caught sleeping. Ball and a strike. Petrillo takes his lead. Coniglio with his pitch. Fastball inside. Did it hit him? Hit the jersey. And Brahini will head down to first. Petrillo to second. So runners at first and second here, and we're going to get time conference on the mound for Monroe. So the Raiders have 2 in and 2 on with 1 out. And senior catcher Alex Bursack will come to the plate. And the Raiders are not typically a base-stealing type of team. But, Coniglio keeping guys close nonetheless. Meanwhile, Bursack hitting at .240 with 4 RBIs on the year. Now, Bursack was, did have a hot hand, but has cooled off. But with 1 out here, Monroe, I'm sure we'll look for the double play. So Bursack with the orange bat. Coniglio at the set. And his pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. So ball and no strikes. Coniglio will come to the set here. And his next pitch, fastball missing inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes now on Bursack. And time is called. Shortstop Bryant Skirby will chat here with Coniglio, probably maybe about the lead that Petrillo's taking off of second base. So you might see a daylight play here. So Petrillo takes the lead off second. Sean Walter holding the bag. There's the throw, and not in time. I knew it. I said he's going over to tell him, listen, he's got a nice juicy lead there. Maybe you want to throw over, so he did. I mean, I'm right every year. Once a year. As Coniglio's pitch. That one just missed. And that's ball 3. 3-0 on Bursack. Again, Saviano on the grass at first. Not holding Brahini. 3-0 here. And the 3-0 to Bursack misses up high, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Bursack, loads the bases. Petrillo to third. Brahini to second. Bursack to first. First walk from Coniglio. And Dylan Farrell will come to the plate. Farrell is a right-handed batter. 2 for 18 on the year. Still only 1 out here in the top of the first. Coniglio at the set with his pitch. Popped up. First base side, going down the right field line, and over to make the catch is Ryan LeBeau. Tagging is Petrillo. Throw to the plate, not in time. Throw down the second, too high. Sails in the center field. And so the runners move up. Petrillo scores on an RBI sacrifice fly from Dylan Farrell, and the Raiders lead it 3-0. We're going to get a courtesy runner here for Bursack, as Paul Kukler will come out and run for Alex. So Brahini at third, Kukler at second. And coming up is Stefan Rojas Ayala. Stefan, a right-handed batter. And Caniglio's pitch drops in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ayala playing at second base today. 2 for 9 so far on the season. Runners at second and third. Throw down to second, and getting back is Kukler. And again, I go back to that conversation, the more recent one that Brian Skirby had with Caniglio. Not wanting the Raider runners to take their liberties at second base. And the next pitch, fastball high. 1 ball and a strike. So the Raiders, probably, not probably, but their most productive first inning of the season here, as they've scored 3 runs here in the top of the first. And your next pitch, fastball misses outside. 2 balls on a strike on Ayala. Ayala, the 8th man to bat for the Raiders here in the top of the first. Omar Carreras, the DH, he's on deck. And the 2-1. Swing and a grounder foul in front of the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ayala. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the first. And the Raiders have jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Caniglio at the set. And it's 2-2. Fastball misses low, ball 3. Count full at 3-2. So now the runners will be off at 3-2. Caniglio at the set. And his 3-2 pitch. Sliced foul off to the right, out of play, into the trees. So we remain at 3-2. I mean, listen, if Ayala gets a hit here and drives in 2, the Raiders can break this thing open early, but got to get there first. 3-2. Caniglio at the set. And his 3-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive going back up the middle. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Coming in to score is Brahini. Holding at third is Kukler. A single and an RBI for Stefan Rojas Ayala. 4-0 North Brunswick. So the Raiders have jumped out to a 4 spot here. And now Saviano goes in to chat with Caniglio. So the Monroe infield is trying to settle Caniglio here and get him straight. Here's the DH, Omar Carreras. Carreras still looking for his first varsity hit. Right-handed batter. First pitch, sliced. Going down the right field line. Over to get it is LeBeau. He makes the catch. Side retired. Carreras now over 8 to start his varsity career. But the Raiders jump out to a lead with 4 runs, and they do it on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. So middle of the first, North Brunswick 4, Monroe coming to bat. This is Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
Listen to the King James Radio Network by downloading the Spreaker app to your phone or tablet. Spreaker is spelled S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R. You can find it in the App Store on your iPhone or on Google Play for Android users.
Bottom of the first inning here in Monroe, 4-0 Raiders. As they jumped out to 4 runs in the top of the first inning. Sophomore Ariel Regalado back on the mound for North Brunswick. Again, Regalado pitched last Tuesday against Old Bridge. Regalado 0-2 so far on the season, but a 1.62 ERA. 8 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So he will face this lineup for Monroe. Sean Walter is the second baseman leading off. Bryant Skirby, he is the shortstop batting second. Jack Fitzgerald is your catcher hitting third. Lou Fogor is the DH. He bats fourth. Johnny Albrecht is in center batting fifth. Sean Saviano at first hitting sixth. Lucas Esso is at third hitting seventh. Nick White is in left batting eighth. And Ryan LeBeau is in right batting ninth for the Falcons. Sean Walter will step in first, batting left-handed against Regalado. Walter 2 for 14 with 3 RBIs on the season. First pitch from Regalado is a fastball at the knees for a called strike. So Ariel will go into his windup, and his next pitch, fastball misses high. And the count now at 1-1. I'll give you the defensive alignment for the Raiders coming up. As Regalado with his next pitch. Fastball sliced foul to the backstop. Count at 1-2. Over at first base for North Brunswick is Dylan Farrell. Stefan Rojas Ayala is the second baseman. Andrew Tan playing shortstop today. Caleb Rodriguez at third. Sean Brahini in left. Christian Petrillo in center. Dylan Glassman is in right. Alex Bursack is behind the plate. 1-2 here on Sean Walter. Regalado's pitch. Sliced foul off to the left. Going to the parking lot. Now, I remember from the last time I was here, you have to strategically park your car, in the parking lot here. So let's see, where am I? I think I found the right area. As Regalado's pitch, fastball misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Old Bridge is the same way. When you go to Old Bridge, you have to strategically know where to park your car. And I'm sure Hector Rodriguez at Allstate is listening, one of our sponsors. 2-2. Fastball line drive into right center field over the glove of Ayala for a base hit. So Walter leads off the bottom of the first with a single. That'll bring up Bryant Skirby. Skirby, a right-handed batter. Hitting at 263, 5 for 19 with a pair of RBIs. And first pitch from Regalado off the glove of Bursack to the backstop. Walter will head down to second. That'll be a pass ball. That one was a high fastball from Regalado, but Bursack just didn't catch it, and it went to the backstop. So a ball and no strikes on Skirby. So again, the Raiders trying to protect a 4-0 lead. And again, that's been an issue with North Brunswick this year, protecting leads. As Regalado's pitch, swing and a miss. Count at 1-1 on Skirby. Sean Brahini, playing somewhat shallow in left field. The outfield not very deep. And your next pitch. Swing and a miss, and the pitch in the dirt bounces away from Bursack to the third base side. Walter down to third. Now that's a wild pitch. 1-2 on Skirby. Skirby, I see, with the high stirrups. And the 1-2. Blocked in the dirt by Bursack. That was a changeup, it looked like, and Bursack able to block it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bursack has been a nice surprise for the Raiders this year. Infield staying back here with the runner at third and a 4-run lead. And your next pitch. Popped foul off to the right. Giving chase is Farrell, but it's going to be out of play. So still 2-2 on Skirby. I always got confused whether it was Skirb or Skirby. Now I was told it's Skirby. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Regalado at the set. And his 2-2 pitch. Fastball popped up. Going out towards center field. Out to get it. Ayala. He makes the catch. And the runner will hold as the throw comes in. It gets past Regalado, but no advance. Little confusion there between Ariel and Bursack. The ball went to the backstop, but holding at third is Walter. So 1 out in the inning. And that will bring up the catcher, Jack Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, a right-handed batter. So at the set is Regalado. And his pitch, curve, misses inside for ball 1. Fitzgerald is a senior, 5 for 15 on the year with a .333 average and 3 RBIs. Also has 3 stolen bases. Regalado will come to the set. And his next pitch, fastball missing low. 2 balls and no strikes on Fitzgerald. Again, the infield playing back here with 1 out and a 4-run lead. And Regalado's pitch, fastball misses the outside corner. It's ball 3. And now Fitzgerald ahead 3-0. And if you're the Raiders, you do not want to start getting into trouble with walks here. Walter leads off third. And the 3-0. And that one missing low, ball 4, so that's a 4-pitch walk to Fitzgerald. He's on first. Walter on third. And Lou Folgore will come to the plate. Oh, we'll get a runner here. I'm going to try to see without my glasses if I can. Matter of fact, let me go here. Where's my glasses? It's right here. Before Folgore comes to the plate. I don't have a 49 here. But let's just say courtesy runner. Let's say courtesy runner for Fitzgerald. And so Folgore up, first pitch. Fastball missing outside, ball 1. So first and third with 1 out. And Regalado throws over. A courtesy runner dives back. Meanwhile, Folgore leads the team in RBIs with 6. He's 5 for 17. It's a .294 average. And your next pitch, fastball missing low. And now 2-0 on Folgore. Folgore is the DH. So Regalado trying to work his way out of trouble. Another throw over. Courtesy runner diving back. So definitely a deliberate pace here to the first inning. Regalado at the set is 2-0. And breaking ball missing high, ball 3. Regalado can't buy a strike right now. 3 balls and no strikes. Runners at first and third here for Monroe. Sean Walter at third. Courtesy runner at first. Regalado at the set. And it's 3-1. In the dirt, blocked by Bursack, but it's ball 4. That loads the bases. So Folgore down to first. Courtesy runner down to second. Mark Blevins will call time and head out to talk to Ariel here before center fielder Johnny Albrecht comes to the plate. So Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to matter who's pitching for North Brunswick. The walks just continue to haunt them. Back-to-back walks here in the inning. Meanwhile, Albrecht, 4 for 17, hitting at .235 with 3 RBIs. So again, bases loaded and 1 out. And Regalado will come to the set. And his pitch. Fastball misses low, ball 1. Infield will still play back here. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball hit in the air. Out to left field. Brahini going over. He won't get it. It'll drop in for a base hit. Coming in to score is Walter. Everybody else moves up a base. So Johnny Albrecht with an RBI. Monroe on the board, 4-1 North Brunswick. So Fitzgerald now at third, Folgore, or the courtesy runner for Fitzgerald at third, Folgore at second, Albrecht at first.
Don't kill yourself coming up here.
And so the batter now is Sean Saviano. Saviano batting left-handed. Hitting at .313 with 6 RBIs. And first pitch, swinging a grounder right side in the hole. That's going to be a base hit. The courtesy runner will score. The throw from Glassman comes into Farrell. Everybody else moves up a base. RBI number 7 for Saviano. And it's now 4-2. So the North Brunswick lead slowly shrinking here. Folgore on third, Albrecht on second, Saviano on first. And Lucas Esso will come to the plate. And first pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. And it's 0-1. Esso hitting at .250, 4 for 16 with 3 RBIs. Your next pitch, fastball grounded foul left side. And now 0-2. So the bases are still loaded with Falcons here with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And what was a 4-0 North Brunswick lead is now 4-2. And no balls and 2 strikes on Lucas Esso. And next pitch, fastball missing inside. Count at 1-2. So and that's where the walks will hurt. Regalado with his pitch. Sliced foul to the backstop. Still 1-2 on Lucas Esso. Nick White is on deck. So Regalado just trying to find his way through this first inning. He's at the set with his pitch. Fastball in the dirt, stopped by Bursack. And so now you're at 2 balls and 2 strikes and no place to put Esso here. So in this situation, the last thing you want to do is go to 3-2. As Regalado at the set. His 2-2 pitch. Swinging a liner grab, the right side base hit. Coming in to score is Folgore. Albrecht will stop at third. So everybody moves up a base. That's the 3rd time in a row I've said that. 4-3 North Brunswick. And right now, Regalado just can't get out of this first inning. So a single and an RBI for Esso, and that'll bring up Nick White. White is the starting left fielder. Right-handed batter. 2 for 19 so far on the year. Regalado with his pitch. Fastball in the dirt, gets away from Bursack, and the runners will hold. White was actually waving in Albrecht from third base, but Albrecht will stay there. 1 ball and no strikes. So 3 straight hits for Monroe here. 1-0 on White. Regalado at the set. And his 1-0 pitch. Swinging a pop-up. Going out to center field. Christian Petrillo out. Makes the catch. Tagging from third, but holding is Albrecht as the throw comes into Bursack. And that is the second out of the inning. So Regalado finally gets a second out. 2 out, and Ryan LeBeau will come up. LeBeau, a right-handed batter. 3 for 11. That's a .273 average with 1 RBI. And it's LeBeau. I found out it's not Lebo like Tebow. It's LeBeau. First pitch. Fastball misses low and outside. Ball 1. Albrecht at third. Saviano at second. Esso at first. 3 in for Monroe here. And Regalado's pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. We talked in the pregame about holding leads, and the Raiders haven't been able to do that, for the better part of this season. 5-1 lead against South Plainfield as an example. And your next pitch, swing and a miss. Looked like a breaking ball there. 1-2. I see Athletic Director Greg Byer roaming the premises. I know it's him with that bright purple Monroe jacket. And the 1-2 is on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. Side retired. Regalado finally gets his first strikeout and finally gets out of the first inning. But Monroe sends 9 men to the plate. They score 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 3 left. So, end of 1. North Brunswick 4, Monroe 3. So we will break here and come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network. All right, so we come back, and so the courtesy runner in that last inning, I didn't have his name here, but I do now. The courtesy runner was Tim Korsha for Monroe. He came around and scored 1 of 3 runs for Monroe. So we go to the top of the second now. First pitch from Caniglio was a fastball at the knees for a called strike to Dylan Glassman, 0-1. So 1, 2, and 3 in the batting order for the Raiders here. Glassman started the game with a single, an infield hit. Fastball misses in the dirt. 1 ball and a strike on Glassman. It's not too often in a game where both teams go through the batting order in the first inning. It might be one or the other, usually not both. And your next pitch, fastball outside. Count now at 2-1 on Glassman. As Caniglio with his pitch, fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Glassman. And the 2-2. Swing, and this one is a grounder over to first base. Saviano fields. He'll go ahead and take it to the bag himself. 1 out. So 1 out, nobody on. And that'll bring up Caleb Rodriguez. Rodriguez singled his first time up. Raiders got the first 2 guys on, part of a 4-run rally in the first inning. So Caniglio will go into the wind with his pitch, and fastball outside, ball 1. So a ball and no strikes. Clouds have come in, but no threat of rain though. And the 1-0. That one on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 on Rodriguez. And the Raiders just haven't been able to string a lot of hits together. Next one, fastball inside. 2-1 on Caleb. I mean, they did a good job of it, in the first inning here. You get sending 9 guys to the plate. 2-1. Sliced foul to the right, out of play, heading towards the batting cage over there. So now 2-2. So I got to talk to Greg Beyer. I figure for the 2 years from now, maybe you could have an organ sitting at the table, have somebody play the organ there, like they do at Wrigley Field. 2 balls and 2 strikes though on Rodriguez. Your pitch. Pitch in the dirt is swung and missed. It goes to the backstop. Rodriguez runs to first. Fitzgerald's throw to first in the dirt, picked by Saviano, but not in time. Rodriguez gets the base. Breaking ball in the dirt. Caleb swung and missed and went to the backstop. And so he'll reach first on the strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Caniglio. Rodriguez on first and Andrew Tan up. Tan grounded out to the catcher his first time up. Tan on his way to Binghamton University next year. Monroe, of course, has had their own share of guys that have, Nick Deeney being the probably most prominent. As your pitch is in there for a strike. Throw to first by Fitzgerald on his knees, but getting back is Rodriguez. But yeah, Nick Deeney, I know that he was able to get drafted. And not sure what happened to him after that, though. No balls and a strike. And your next pitch, curve, sliced foul to the right. 0-2 on Tan. Eric Heater, of course, going to Rutgers. He and his team, one of his teammates is North Brunswick alum Eric Reardon. No balls and 2 strikes on Tan. And the 0-2. Curve, sliced foul to the right. Still 0-2. That one right off the top of the batting cage, off the net there. So still 0-2 on Tan. Home plate umpire will get a new set of baseballs. 4-3 North Brunswick here in the top of the second. 1 out and 1 on for the Raiders. Caleb Rodriguez is on first. And at the set is Caniglio. And his pitch. Grounder over the bag at third base. Past a diving third baseman in Lucas Esso. It'll go into the corner. Rodriguez to third. The throw, the tag by Esso. Safe. And they'll try again. Did Rodriguez come off? No, he did not. Esso tried a second effort to see if he could get Caleb sliding past the bag, but Caleb holding on. Tan goes into second with a double down the left field line. And so the Raiders have runners at second and third with 1 out. And Christian Petrillo up. They're going to walk Petrillo. Sean Field will put up the 4 fingers and walk Petrillo. So Chich is on first, and Sean Brahini will come up. Brahini hit by a pitch his first time up. And Caniglio's pitch, fastball high, ball 1. So second walk issued by Caniglio. This one intentional. Your next pitch, fastball high to Brahini, ball 2. So Caniglio behind 2-0 with the bases loaded. No place to put Brahini here. Raiders on the bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the second. And they lead it 4-3. Saviano again in on the grass at first. And your next pitch, fastball outside, ball 3. 3-0 on Brahini. Rodriguez at third, Tan at second, Petrillo at first, Caniglio walking behind the mound, trying to compose here. On 3-0. And he will bring the hands together. And his 3-0 pitch, fastball high, ball 4, that'll force in a run. And the Raiders now lead it 5-3. So a walk and an RBI for Brahini. Rodriguez comes in. Tan goes to third, Petrillo to second. Time is called. And conference on the mound. And that's going to be it for Caniglio. So Caniglio will come out. And if my lineup card reads me right, Zach Getz is in. So pitching change for Monroe. We'll break. 1 out, bases loaded, top of the second. North Brunswick 5, Monroe 3. So we will break here and come back to Monroe in a moment with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
This broadcast is a production of the King James Radio Network, which is solely intended for the private use of its listening audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this audio transmission without the written permission or consent from the King James Radio Network is strictly prohibited.
All right, we're still in the top of the second. Pitching change for Monroe. Zach Getz is in. Getz will come in relief of Nick Caniglio. Getz is a right-hander. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts for Getz. So that's 7 strikeouts per 7 innings. So Getz will come in with the bases loaded here and 1 out, and Alex Bursack will come to the plate. Bursack walked his first time up. So North Brunswick 5, Monroe 3 here. Raiders matching their highest run total of the season here in the first inning and the third. They scored 5 against South Plainfield in the second game of the year. As Getz at the set. And his pitch. Check swing, went around at strike 1. Andrew Tan at third, Christian Petrillo at second, Sean Brahini at first. 0-1 on Bursack. And your next pitch, swing and a chopper back off the mound at second base. Flip to second for 1, throw to first, gets away. Tan scores, Petrillo's going to score. Bursack to second. So 2 runs are in. And the Raiders now lead it 7-3. So Tan and Petrillo both score. Paul Krukler will be the courtesy runner for Bursack. So give Bursack a fielder's choice and an RBI. So Bursack is on second. Dylan Farrell at the plate. Farrell with an RBI sacrifice fly his first time up. First pitch from Getz is a curve, dropping in for strike 1. So now the Raiders have scored the most runs in any game this year at 7. And they've done it in the first 2 innings. Your next pitch, fastball high. 1 ball and a strike on Farrell. So Kugler at second. And Getz with his pitch, swing and a miss. High fastball, throw down to second by Fitzgerald. Trickles into center field, but no advance by Kugler. So a ball and 2 strikes. Fitzgerald trying the Benito Santiago throw. But listen, I think only Benito can do that. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Farrell. So the Raiders are 4 in the first and 3 in the second. Turn, throw to second, and almost went around the runner, Kugler. Caught by the shortstop, Skirby. So still a ball and 2 strikes. And Getz with his pitch. Curve, drops in for strike 3. Side retired. So Getz able to get out of the inning. But the Raiders, they score 3 runs. Let's see, 3 runs. They do it on 1 hit. Yeah, 3 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left. So middle of the second. And yes, North Brunswick fans, you're hearing me right. North Brunswick 7, Monroe 3. We'll break. We'll come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
The King James Radio Network is now accepting inquiries this summer to broadcast games on our King James Jr. channel. If you have a youth baseball, basketball, or football game in the state of New Jersey that you want to be heard on the air, please send an email to kingjamesradio1@gmail.com with the date and time that you're looking for, and we'll let you know if we can make it. Inquiries are not guaranteed to be accepted based on a combination of availability and first come, first serve. We look forward to broadcasting your game on King James Jr., a channel of the King James Radio Network at jamesisking.com.
Ariel Regalado lands one on the outside corner for strike one. Top of the order for Monroe here. Sean Walter is up. Walter singled his first time up. Regalado with his next pitch. Sliced foul to the left. Going into the parking lot. No balls and 2 strikes. And of course I played the Hector Rodriguez at Allstate commercial as that ball sails into the parking lot. So 0-2. Regalado with his pitch. Fastball inside, and they hit him. So he lost Walter there on 0-2. Walter will hobble down to first. Maybe. Walter trying to walk it off. So he will go down to first. Brian Skirby will come to the plate. He popped out to second his first time up. So head coach Sean Field will talk to Skirby about what he wants to do. As Walter still trying to walk off that hit, getting hit by the pitch there. Now jogging down the first base line. And they're going to make him run a little more full speed now. Which indicates to me that he might be off here. He might be trying to steal a base here. If they're having him go full speed. So looks like he's good enough to stay in. So Skirby up. Regalado blowing into his right hand with the wind being a factor. Infield will look for 2. Ayala playing relatively close to the bag at second. Regalado at the set. And his pitch. Inside, and it hits him. Back-to-back pitches. Skirby gets hit. And now Mark Blevins asking Regalado if he's okay. So Monroe has the first 2 on here. And Jack Fitzgerald will come to the plate. Fitzgerald walked his first time up. Fitzgerald, a right-handed batter. I got a feeling this is, well, it's already been a wild game. It's 7-3 in the second inning. First pitch, fastball, missing low, ball 1. I mean, if you're the Raiders, this is a game you do not want to lose. Up 7-3 in any inning, much less the second. Regalado with his pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Farrell not holding Skirby on over at first. The lead runner is Walter. He's at second. Regalado with his 1-1. Fastball in the dirt, stopped by Bursack. 2 balls and a strike on Fitzgerald. So count at 2-1. And your 2-1 pitch. Fastball, high fly ball out to left field. Sean Brahini going back towards the fence and made the catch, ran it down. The runners will retreat back to their respective bases. So 1 out. And I tell you what, you have seen a world of improvement in left field from Sean Brahini from last year to this year. Last year, I don't think he catches that ball. This year, he does. That ball was just a deep fly ball towards the left field fence there. And Brahini able to track it down. Here's Lou Folgore. Folgore walked his first time up. And your pitch. Fastball inside. Oh, no, inside corner. Strike 1. I didn't think Regalado was going to get that one. No balls and a strike. Walter off second, Skirby off first. At the set is Regalado, is 0-1. Chopped foul, third base side. And it's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes on Folgore. 2 on from Monroe, 1 out here in the last of the second. Regalado at the set. And his next pitch, fastball hit in the air out to short right field, could drop. And no, Glassman runs in to make the catch. Throw to first for the double play. Farrell picks it. No, it doesn't. Gets away. It deflects out to short right field. Glassman picks it up. And on the play, Walter heads over to third. So the fly ball out to Glassman. And then the error, allowing the run to go to third there. So we'll call it an error on the throw. 2 out, Johnny Albrecht up. Albrecht singled his first time up. Albrecht, a right-handed batter, first and third from Monroe. We'll see if the runner takes off from first. He doesn't. First pitch, fastball inside corner for strike 1. Skirby will lead off first here. Walter at third. 7-3 Raiders here in the last of the second. Throw over. Skirby just gets back. So Regalado with an 0-1 count. Another throw over. And Skirby dives back. But yes, you heard me right, North Brunswick. 7-3 is your score. As Regalado at the set. Runner goes from first, pitches low. Bursack will throw it down and goes past hand in the center field, which means a run will score as Walter comes in. Bursack threw it down. Now, I don't know if somebody was supposed to cut that off or what, but he threw it past Regalado, under tan and into center field. Walter scores. Another error charge to the Raiders there. And it's now 7-4. Skirby down at second. It's a ball and a strike. Regalado's pitch. Fastball missing outside. So 2 balls and a strike on Albrecht. At the set is Regalado. His pitch popped up in the infield. And Andrew Tan will call for it. Going way over towards second base. Makes the catch. The wind blowing it side retired. So Monroe gets one back. They score 1 run without a hit. 2 errors and 1 left. So end of 2. North Brunswick 7, Monroe 4. We'll break, and we'll come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
This is the King James Radio Network, your radio home for North Brunswick Raiders sports, Restoration Place, Timothy Christian Tigers basketball, the Cal Ripken Baseball District Championships, the Ladies of Our Turf football, and the Jersey Basketball Association.
Third inning. 7-4, North Brunswick leads it, and the Raiders will have 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order up here. Stefan Rojas Ayala, Omar Carreras, and Dylan Glassman are due up. Ayala singled his first time up. First pitch, grounder, left side, going over to third. Takes a bad hop there for Esso. Throws to first, gets Ayala by half a step. Ayala jumping in the air in disbelief, but it's 1 out. Esso was able to at least keep that in front of him and gave himself enough time to make the throw and get the out. Here's Omar Carreras. Carreras flied out to right his first time up. The sun is now out. As your pitch from Getz, and it drops in on the outside corner for strike 1. Zach Getz took over in relief of Nick Coniglio. And your pitch misses outside. Ball and a strike on Carreras. But yeah, Carreras getting a legitimate shot here to try to stay on the varsity roster. Fastball outside. 2 balls and a strike. Projected as a guy that can hit for power. And the 2-1. Kerr drops in for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Carreras. But yeah, as a guy that can, projected to hit for power, but, gonna start him off slowly here in the 9 spot. And the 2-2. Hit on the ground over to first. Saviano picks it. He'll flip it to the pitcher Getz for the second out. So 2 out, nobody on. Back to the top of the order in Dylan Glassman. Glassman is 1 for 2. He has walked and grounded out to first. Of course, Glassman batting left-handed. And Getz is ready with his pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. As Getz will go into the line with the 1-0. That misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Glassman. Of course, the Raiders have had their share of memorable games against Monroe, as this one misses outside. Ball 3. 3-0. So Getz behind 3-0. And his next pitch, fastball high, ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Glassman. So first walk issued by Getz. Runner on first and 2 out, and Caleb Rodriguez up. Rodriguez, 1 for 2, single. He struck out his last time up, but the ball got behind the catcher Fitzgerald, and Rodriguez was able to make it safely to first. So he's been on both times up. Glassman leads off first, throw over, and diving back. Raiders are not known for their base stealing prowess. Another throw over. Glassman back standing up this time. The wind has calmed down a little bit. I say a little bit. As Getz at the set. And his pitch. Fastball inside. Throw down the first. Glassman back. It's ball 1 on Rodriguez. So, do we see a hit and run here with the Raiders up by 3 runs in the top of the 3rd? Throw over and Glassman diving back. Monroe, the pitchers Coniglio and Getz have spent a lot of time trying to hold the runner at first. And your pitch. Fastball in the dirt, blocked by Fitzgerald. Throw down, Glassman getting back. 2 balls and no strikes on Rodriguez. Time is called. Glassman calling time as Saviano was holding the tag at first. So 2-0. So we'll see what Caleb does here. Does he take or does he swing? At the set is Getz. The 2-0. Fastball on the outside corner, 2-1. Glassman again leading off first. Don't be surprised if you get another throw over. Yep, throw over to first. Glassman diving back. Mark Blevins instructing his guys that when they're on base, they need to call time. And when they get back to that bag, if they're not in a good position. And the 2-1. Fastball misses high, ball 3. 3-1 on Caleb Rodriguez. 3 balls and a strike. 2 out here in the top of the third. North Brunswick 7, Monroe 4. Your 3-1. Misses outside, ball 4. Glassman down to second. And that has to be frustrating if you're Monroe, because you spent all that effort holding Glassman to the bag at first. And then the walk to Rodriguez, conference on the mound, and I think Getz is probably frustrated as anything. And so this will be a settle down, mound visit here. Andrew Tan will come up. So back-to-back walks in the inning for Getz. So Getz is probably doubly frustrated. Number 1, the back-to-back walks. Number 2, again, you're not only you're throwing pitches to the hitter, but you're also trying to hold the runner at first. And when neither one works out, that can be extremely frustrating. And I'm sure that's what Monroe is talking about right now. Is not letting that frustration get to you and affect your next hitter, which is Tan. Tan is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up with a shot down the third base line. Glassman leads off second. Rodriguez on first. 2 out here in the third. And Getz at the set. And his pitch. Popped foul behind the plate. Out of play. No balls and a strike. Now let's see. It's 5-12 right now. We're in the top of the third. Just as an FYI, there's no lights at the field here at Monroe. So if they want to get this game in, they still have a couple of hours. No balls and a strike on Tan. And your next pitch. Swinging a line drive going to left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Rounding third is Glassman, and he will score without a throw. The throw goes to second. Rodriguez caught too far off a second, and he's tagged out. Side retired. And so that ends the top of the third. Give Tan a single and an RBI. So the Raiders do score 1 run. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left. Middle of the third, and North Brunswick now leads it 8-4 over Monroe. And we'll break. We'll come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning now here in Monroe. And the Raiders lead it 8-4. And again, most runs scored by the Raiders all season in the first 3 innings. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order here for Monroe. Sean Saviano, Lucas Esso, and Nick White are due up. Saviano singled his first time up. Ariel Regalado back out for inning number 3. And his first pitch is in there for a called strike at the knees, 0-1. The corner outfielders both playing off the lines. Petrillo just a shade towards right center. And your next pitch, fastball inside. Ball and a strike on Saviano. Regalado will wind his pitch. Fastball high. 2-1 on Saviano. This game was originally scheduled to play yesterday, but with the rain and everything, moved it to today. This is a crossover game, so it won't affect the division standings. Your next pitch, swing and a pop-up. Middle of the diamond here. Behind the bag is Andrew Tan. He makes the catch. 1 out. Middle of the second base bag. So that'll bring up Lucas Esso. It's pronounced Esso, but it's spelled E-O-S-S-O. Esso singled his first time up. As Regalado with his pitch. Fastball, liner, fair ball, third base line. Going into the corner. Berhini will track it down. Esso turning first, and he will go to second to throw. And slide, tag, safe. Esso reaches with a 1-out double. So runner at second for the Falcons here And that'll bring up Nick White. Wait a second. Yeah, I see in the lineup card here. Jacob Weiss will be the hitter for White. So Sean Field going over the lineup card. So yeah, he's telling Mark Blevins. So yeah, Jacob Weiss will come up here. Weiss, a left-handed batter. He's got a runner on second and one out. 8-4 Monroe here in the bottom of the third inning. So Ariel Regalado will be at the set here. And his pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike, 0-1. So, I don't know, for some reason, when in the games the Raiders play in, you rarely have a clean inning from either side. Fastball misses low. 1 ball and a strike. Tan not really holding the runner at second. 1-1. Sliced foul to the left, got him in on the hands. It's 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Regalado will come to the set. And his next pitch. Fastball missing low. Now 2-2 on Weiss. Esso leads off second. Regalado at the set. And it's 2-2. Fastball hit foul towards the North Brunswick dugout. Still 2-2. Head coach Mark Blevins giving the signs to catcher Alex Bursack, who will relay them to Ariel Regalado. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Regalado with his pitch and misses away for ball 3. 3-2. Now, of course, last year when Ray Lepsky was the assistant coach, he handled that, the signs and the pitching stuff. But a change of roles now with Dean Petrillo taking over as the assistant coach. 3-2 here on Weiss. Regalado with his pitch. Sliced foul to the left, out of play. Still 3-2. Monroe, GMC champions in 2015. As your 3-2. Chopped foul, right side. Still 3-2. So Regalado trying to figure it out. At 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Ariel will come to the set here. Runner on second. And the 3-2. Swinging a grounder over to second base. That'll move the runner over. Ayala to first. Gets the out there. Moving over to third is Esso. It'll be 2 out. And that'll bring up Ryan LeBeau. Never mind. Pinch hitter. So Sean Field will pinch hit for LeBeau here. Meanwhile, Conference on the mound. Number 30 is Christian Lucadamo. So Lucadamo will pinch hit. course, like I said, I remember, guys like Anthony Tagliaferro, who was here. Luca Damo, let me see. 2 for 5 on the season with a pair of RBIs. As Regalato's pitch, fastball in the dirt, ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. North Brunswick 8, Monroe 4. Ariel Regalato with his next pitch. Fastball in the dirt, stopped by Bursack. It's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And if you're Regalato, you obviously want to stay away from, consistently falling behind in the count. And next one is a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and it's 2-1 now on Luca Damo. But yeah, that's not a recipe for success. Runner on 3rd, the 2-1. Fastball missing low, ball 3. And the count now at 3 balls and no strikes. I'm sorry, 3-1 rather, 3-1 on Luca Damo. Time is called, he'll step out. So 3 balls and a strike. Again, bottom of the 3rd, North Brunswick 8, Monroe 4. The Falcons have a runner at 3rd here. And the 3-1 is swung on, and this is tailing in the right center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Coming in to score is Esso. So a 2-out single and RBI for pinch hitter Christian Lucadamo. And it is now 8-5 North Brunswick. That's a situation there where Regalato fell behind in the count, 3-1. Had to come in with something because you have the top of the order coming up. And Sean Walter has been hit by a pitch and was also single. Regalato with his pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. So that's the situation there. You didn't want to necessarily give in to the 9-hitter, so you gave him something over the plate. And Regalato with his pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 1-1. So a ball and a strike. And Regalato at the set. Time is called. Walter will step out. So the count at 1-1. Regalato is ready. And his next pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Bursack keeps it in front of him. 2 balls and a strike on Walter. So yeah, I'm just looking at some past rosters from Monroe, like Matt Sorrento, Chris Perdoni, guys like that. Throw over to first. And diving back is Luca Damo. Of course, Eric Heater and I was trying to remember as your next pitch. Fastball, high fly ball going out to left. Verhini comes in, he makes the catch. Side retired. And so that'll do it for Monroe in the 3rd. For the Falcons, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. End of 3. North Brunswick 8, Monroe 5. Here from Monroe. So we'll break and we'll come back in a moment. You're listening to North Brunswick Raiders Baseball presented by the North Brunswick Baseball and Softball Association here at Monroe. And you're listening on the King James Radio Network. Top of the 4th. And so the Raiders will try to continue to tack on here if they can. Robbie Pito, that's the guy I was looking for. Robbie Pito, he was the guy behind Eric Heater pitching while he was here at Monroe. And I remember there was one game against North Brunswick in particular where Eric Reardon broke up a no-hitter from Robbie Pito. He told me afterwards that Pito was probably none too happy about it. But yeah, Robbie Pito was the guy that I was trying to think of. Him and Eric Heater, two of the star pitchers for Monroe here. Now, I'm assuming there's... Oh, I see they needed somebody in right field. Okay. All right, so top of the fourth. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Raiders here, as Christian Petrillo will be up. Petrillo. Let me see. Petrillo. Fielder's choice, if I remember. First pitch, breaking ball, misses outside, ball 1. If I remember, fielder's choice and a walk with an RBI for Chich. So 1-0. Your next pitch, breaking ball, missing outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Petrillo. Your 2-0 from Getz, misses way outside, ball 3. So Petrillo ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. As Getz will be at the ready for the 3-0. Outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Petrillo. Walk number 3 for Getz. Petrillo on first, Sean Brahini up. Brahini has been walked and been hit by a pitch. So we'll see if we get a throw over here. We do. Throw over. Petrillo back standing up. Outside Petrillo with a single and a walk. Gets his pitch. Pitch out. Brahini drops it down and third base side. And what do we got? Do we get... Petrillo's on second. And so I'm not sure if we got a balk. So now, conversation at home plate. Sean Field out to talk to the home plate umpire. Brahini dropped down the bunt. It was in front of the plate. And so I guess we got a balk because Petrillo's at second. No pitch. So that, I guess that's a balk that puts Petrillo at second. And pitch to Brahini is on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. So Brahini getting hit by a pitch and walked. And your next pitch, fastball outside. 1 ball and a strike. So Petrillo leads off second. Gets the set here. And his 1-1 pitch. And curve misses outside. 2 balls and a strike now on Brahini. A lot of crooked numbers up on the scoreboard. Some straight ones too, but no zeros. A run has been scored in every half inning. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second by Fitzgerald. Not in time. Petrillo getting back. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Sean Brahini. Raiders with 4 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 more in the third. Monroe with 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. Time is called. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Sean Brahini as Christian Petrillo leads off second. At the set is Getz. He's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Looked like a breaking ball tailing down for strike 3. And that is the first out. So second strikeout for Zach Getz. 1 out. Alex Bursack up. Bursack hit into a fielder's choice for an RBI his last time up. Getz at the set. And his pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. So 1-0. Petrillo, of course, has the speed to score on a base hit to the outfield. So the outfield set up that way, 1-0 on Bursack. And stepping off is Getz. So a ball and no strikes. Top of the fourth inning. North Brunswick 8, Monroe 5. At the set, Getz with his pitch. Curve, misses, maybe a little high. 2 balls and no strikes on Bursack. Bursack. Petrillo leads off second. 2-0 on Bursack. Getz with his pitch. That one misses high with a fastball, ball 3. 3-0 now on Alex Bursack. So we'll see if Bursack takes here. As Getz with the 3-0. Misses inside. That's ball 4. And that'll put runners at first and second. Walk number 4 for Getz. And we'll see if Monroe makes a move here. As Paul Kukler will once again run for Bursack, and Monroe will make a pitching change. So Paul Kukler once again will run for Bursack. The Raiders will have runners at first and second. We will see our third Monroe pitcher of the day. So we'll break here. And then we'll come back to Monroe in the top of the fourth inning. 8-5 North Brunswick leads with runners at first and second and 1 out. So we'll break and we'll come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network. All right, so third pitcher for Monroe is Nick Loshavo. Will come on to pitch for Monroe here. It's just a straight switch. So Loshavo on the pitch. Dylan Farrell is the hitter. Raiders with runners on first and second, nobody out, leading it 8-5 here in the top of the fourth. Loshavo's pitch curves outside for ball 1. Farrell has an RBI sacrifice fly and is also struck out, so officially 0 for 1. So Loshavo will come to the set here, and is 1-0. Fastball inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Dylan Farrell. Loshavo is a senior. He's 1-0, 3.5 ERA. Your next pitch. Swinging a grounder, slow roller going over towards shortstop. Throw goes to third. Esso will force out Petrillo, the lead runner. Brian Skirby picking that up and getting it over to Esso at third. So the force out there, 6-5. Cuts down Petrillo at third. Kukler rather, running for Bursack to second. Farrell reaches on a fielder's choice, so first and second, and 2 out. And that'll bring up Stefan Rojas Ayala. First pitch, fastball missing high, or nope, called strike, 0-1. Ayala grounded out to third his last time up. He's 1 for 2. As Loshavo with his pitch, curve, and that one drops in for strike 2. 0-2. As I was saying, Loshavo with a 3.5 ERA. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Your next pitch, curve, swung on and missed for strike 3 to get Ayala side retired. So Loshavo comes in and stops the damage for Monroe. That's his first strikeout. And that'll do it for the Raiders in the top of the fourth. So for North Brunswick, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Middle of the fourth, Raiders still lead it by a score of 8-5 here against Monroe. We'll break and we'll come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
This week at Restoration Place, battle tested by Pastor John Bazemore Jr.
Sometimes we commit our lives and we commit our understanding to people that they're smart, but they haven't been through anything.
Be restored at Restoration Place every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and on demand anytime on the King James Radio Network at jamesisking.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning here in Monroe. Now the Falcons changed pitchers in their half. The Raiders will follow suit. New pitcher in the game for North Brunswick is sophomore Tyler Summer. So Summer, the lefty, on the pitch. 7 innings pitched, 12 hits, 7 walks, and 3 strikeouts for Summer. He'll try to get his ERA down from that number of 10. Summer will face 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order here for Monroe. Brian Skirby, Jack Fitzgerald, and Lou Fogor are due up. So the first round number of the day gets attached to the Raiders. No runs in the top of the 5th. Or as the term would be used, a goose egg. Easter right around the corner. So goose egg, Easter. Anyway, Skirby up. Hit by a pitch his last time up. He's 0 for 1. So Tyler Summer into the line and his pitch. Fastball popped up. Going out to center field. Christian Petrillo over towards right center. Puts it in the glove for out number 1. So 1 pitch for Summer and 1 out. That'll bring up Jack Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald flied out to left his last time up. So officially 0 for 1 with a walk. As Tyler Summer into the line in his pitch. Fastball at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. I have to wait on the home plate umpire. 0-1. Summer with his next pitch. This one hit in the air out to center. Christian Petrillo jogging in a few steps. He calls for it and makes the catch. 2 out. 2 out, nobody on. So far, 3 pitches for Tyler Summer. That'll bring up Lou Fogor. Fogor flied out to right his first time up. He's also walked. So now you get a quick inning here from Summer, and you can get back in the dugout. That's got to be a big lift for Mark Blevins. As Summer with his pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. Now, if I'm correct, Regalado would not be eligible for the win because he only pitched 3 innings. And your next pitch, fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes, which means that, if Tyler Summer can go the rest of the way here, he would get his first varsity win. And the 2-0. Swing and a fly ball out to right field going over Dylan Glassman. He makes the catch. Side retired. And so Tyler Summer throws 6 pitches here in the 4th inning and retires Monroe in order. Nothing across for the Falcons. We have played 4. North Brunswick 8, Monroe 5. So we'll break. We'll come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
Listen to the King James Radio Network by downloading the Spreaker app to your phone or tablet. Spreaker is spelled S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R. You can find it in the App Store on your iPhone or on Google Play for Android users.
We go now to the top of the 5th inning. So North Brunswick holding on to an 8-5 lead at the moment. It'll be 9-1-2 in the batting order for the Raiders here. Omar Carreras, Dylan Glassman, and Caleb Rodriguez are due up. Carreras, 0 for 2, is flied out to right and grounded out to first. So, if you're the Raiders, you'd love to tack on a couple more runs here. First pitch from Lociavo is ball 1. Nick Lociavo faced the last 2 batters of the 4th inning as a line drive foul from Carreras. 1 ball and a strike over on the third base side. So a ball and a strike. The sun once again behind the clouds and the wind being the wind. 1-1, fastball high. The wind doing windy things. 2-1 on Carreras. So all shade here over the field. And at the set, Lociavo, 2-1. Swinging a ground ball over to third base, sliding, knocked down by the third baseman. Esso throws to first, and in time to get Carreras 2 out. So 2 out, nobody on. I'm sorry, 1 out. 1 out, nobody on. 1 out, nobody on. Dylan Glassman at the top of the order is up. Glassman walked his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Glassman, a left-handed batter. Losiavo's pitch, curve on the outside corner. For strike 1. And Losiavo with his pitch, popped up, going out towards short center field, and waving everybody off is Ryan LeBeau. He makes the catch. 2 out. Wait a minute, let me see here. That's Luke Adamo out in right field. There we go. Thank you. Two out. That'll bring up Caleb Rodriguez. As Losiavo with his pitch. Curve. Misses inside, ball 1. Rodriguez walked his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Let me see. Yeah, I see a couple of changes in the outfield here for Monroe. Your next pitch, curve, and that's on the outside corner for a called strike. And it's 1-1 on Rodriguez. And your next pitch, that's a fastball at the knees. 1-2 on Caleb. All right, so let's see. Jacob Weiss is now in left field. And Christian Luke Adamo is in right. And your next pitch, curve, fouled off to the right. Now, I don't think they're going to get this one. It's out of play. So still 1-2 on Caleb. Yeah, the infield remains the same, just a couple of changes in the outfield. So yeah, Jacob Weiss in left, Christian Luke Adamo is in right. Albrecht stays in center. And it's 1-2 on Caleb Rodriguez with nobody on, 2 out here in the top of the 5th. And Losiavo with his pitch, swinging a grounder left side, going over to third. Ranging to his left is Esso. And no play. Ball deflected away. So Caleb reaches. And that'll bring up Andrew Tan. Tan is 2 for 3. He has singled and doubled. Tan, a right-handed batter. So Rodriguez will lead off first throw over. And getting back is Caleb. I got to see what the official scoring is on that. Curve misses high to Tan, ball 1. Now let's see. The 100 hit watch for Tan here. Let's see. Tan has 2 hits today, which means he needs 20 more to reach 100 for his career. Losiavo's pitch, curve, misses inside, ball 2. 2-0 on Andrew Tan. I actually saw Andrew at the dollar store yesterday. I was coming out of Planet Fitness over in North Brunswick, saw Tan at the dollar store. So he said hello. Not sure what he was going in there for, but the 2-0 pitch. Fastball inside, throw down to first. Rodriguez getting back. That called a strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-1 on Andrew Tan. So 2 balls and a strike. Rodriguez off first. And the 2-1. Fastball misses high, ball 3. 3-1 on Tan. Yeah, they charged an error there to Esso at third. So runner goes. Big jump from Caleb. Line drive right at shortstop, though. And Brian Skirby side retired. So Rodriguez was on the move, and he had a big jump, too. But Tan hits it right on the screws, right at Skirby to end the top of the 5th. So for Monroe, no runs on, or for the Raiders, no runs on no hits, 1 error and 1 left. So middle of the 5th, North Brunswick 8, Monroe 5. So we'll see if Tyra Summer can keep it going for North Brunswick. We'll break, and we'll come back to Monroe in a moment. You're listening to North Brunswick Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network. Tyra Summer will begin the bottom of the 5th inning with Johnny Albrecht. First pitch, fastball misses high and away for ball 1. Albrecht singled and popped out to short, which was his last time up. So Tyra Summer back out for his 2nd inning, trying to hold an 8-5 lead. Next pitch, fastball at the knees for a called strike. 1-1 on Albrecht. Albrecht, a right-handed batter. Summer winds in his pitch. Line drive foul past Sean Field over in the third base side. And it's 1-2. Albrecht with the stars and stripes sleeve on his right arm. And his next pitch, fastball at the knees, called strike 3. Actually looked like more like an off-speed pitch from Summer. And that is the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Tyra Summer. 1 out. And Summer has come in and retired all 4 batters that he has faced thus far. And here is Sean Saviano. Sean is 1 for 2. He has singled and popped out to short. Left-handed batter against the lefty Summer. Your pitch. Bunts, misses, strike 1. Summer winds, 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball and a strike. You know, and the Raiders, certainly many times this year, have been close and just haven't been able to shut the door. Fastball on the inside corner, 1-2 on Saviano. We mentioned the 5-1 lead against South Plainfield in the 2nd game of the year. Had a lead against Old Bridge, couldn't put that game away. And your next pitch, curve, misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, the first game against Sayreville. And your next pitch, fastball in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Saviano. So the count at 3-2. Time is called. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Tyra Summer into the wind. 3-2. Fastball missing outside. Ball 4. Saviano walks. First walk issued by Summer. It's the first walk issued by Summer, but let's see, that's walk number 3 for Raiders pitching. First pitch, fastball misses outside for ball 1 to Lucas Esso. Esso doubled his last time up. He's 2 for 2. So runner on first for Monroe with Saviano. And your pitch, fastball outside. So now Esso ahead in the count at 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Summer at the set. Throw over. Saviano back. Saviano does have a stolen base. Time is called. Esso will step out. So we have 2 balls and no strikes on Lucas Esso here. Tyra Summer at the set. And it's 2-0. Popped up, going out to right field. Dylan Glassman drifting back a few steps. He's under it, and he makes the catch. Saviano back to first. 2 out in the inning. So that'll bring up Jacob Weiss. Weiss grounded out to second. His last time up. Again, lefty versus lefty. Summer with his pitch. Fastball at the knees for a called strike, 0-1 on Weiss. Saviano off first. Throw over. Soft throw over. Saviano getting back. Of course, both the Mets and Yankees are in action tonight. The Yankees are against the Red Sox tonight. Guys with combined ERAs of like 15. Your next pitch, swinging a grounder over to second base. Stefan Rojas Ayala scoops it up. Throws first in time. Side retired. And so Tyler Summer with 2 scoreless innings here in relief. Works around the 1-out walk. So for Monroe, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. End of 5. North Brunswick 8, Monroe 5. So we'll break, and we'll come back to Monroe in just a bit. You're listening to North Brunswick Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network. So we go to the top of the 6th inning, and it is 8-5 North Brunswick. And let me see. I gotta find my glasses. Yeah, we have a change at third base. I'll wait till Erica Portillo puts that in. What's that? Okay. Thank you. Kyle Siegel. I have him here as number 7. We'll change that to 31. All right, so Kyle Siegel is your third baseman. Meanwhile, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order for the Raiders here. Nick Lochavo is back out. Let's see, Lochavo came in the 4th inning. So it'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order for the Raiders here. Meanwhile, Petrillo. Let's see. Petrillo has singled and walked twice. So Petrillo, right-handed batter. Yeah, Lochava's come in and pitched an inning and 2/3. Has not allowed a hit with a strikeout. Your pitch, curve, drops in for called strike. And it's 0-1 on Petrillo. Again, Chich batting right-handed. Lochavo will wind with his 0-1. And that one off the outside corner. 1 ball and a strike. So yeah, Petrillo, a single, 2 walks, and 2 runs scored. Your next pitch. Swing, and this is a hard ground ball, left side. Backhanded in the hole by Scurvy. It's short. Throw to first. Not in time to get Petrillo. And so Petrillo reaches on the infield hit. So runner at first. That is North Brunswick's 6th hit of the day. Sean Brahini up. Brahini squaring the bunt here, showing bunt. Lochavo's pitch misses low. Throw down to first. Petrillo getting back, standing up. Brahini showing bunt all the way. Sean is 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked, struck out his last time up. So look for Brahini to bunt here. Petrillo leads off first. Again, Brahini squaring. And drops it down third base side, but it rolls foul. Fitzgerald slides on it. It's a foul ball. 1 ball and a strike. So the count at 1-1 on Brahini. Yeah, and this is where you want to execute here if you're North Brunswick. Saviano in on the grass at first. Pitch out and nothing doing. It's outside. 2 balls and a strike on Brahini. both Saviano and Siegel coming in on the corners. Two balls and a strike on Brahini. So now Saviano holding Petrillo at first. Now they both charge in from the corners. Brahini misses the bunt. Petrillo goes down to second, goes in standing up with a stolen base. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now Petrillo at second with the count at 2-2. Brahini will swing away. 2-2 pitch. Curve drops in over the outside corner for strike 3. And that is the first out of the inning. Second strikeout for Lociavo. 1 out and Alex Bursack up. Bursack walked his last time up. He has 2 walks and a fielder's choice. Lociavo with his pitch. Misses outside, ball 1. So the Raiders trying to cash in on another run here. They lead at 8-5 here in the top of the 6th. As Lociavo with his next pitch. Fastball up high and away. 2 balls and no strikes on Bursack. And who knows, if the Raiders can hold on and pull off the win here, maybe this turns their season around. I said in the pregame the turning point of this season so far was the South Plainfield game, the second one. 2-0. Inside with a fastball, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Because if the Raiders win that game with a 5-1 lead, if they win that game, they're only 2 games out of the division. As it stands right now, they're 3 games out. Lociavo with his 3-0 pitch. And that's going to be low, ball 4. So the walk for Bursack. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here, it looks like, for Dylan Farrell. So Mark Blevins will, first of all, Paul Kuchler will run for the catcher Bursack. And then pinch hitter Derek Rossman will pinch hit for first baseman Dylan Farrell. Rossman is a junior and a right-handed batter. So Petrillo at second, Kuchler at first. Rossman up. Rossman 0 for 10 so far on the season, looking for his first varsity hit. So runners at first and second. Lociavo will come to the set with his pitch. Curve hits the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1. And your next pitch, fastball missing outside. Count now at 1-1 on Rossman. You're in the top of the 6th. 8-5 Raiders. Your next pitch. And breaking ball missing high. 2 balls and a strike on Derek Rossman. Petrillo off second. And Kuchler off first. Pitch in the dirt. Stopped by Fitzgerald. It's ball 3. 3-1 now on Derek Rossman. Stefan Rojas Ayala is on deck. And your 3-1. This is outside, ball 4. That'll load him up. So let's see. As time is called, we'll get a conference at the mound from the infield. Let's see. That is the first walk, second walk, back-to-back walks for Lociavo. So Petrillo to third. Kuchler at second. Rossman at first. Bases loaded. Stefan Rojas Ayala up. He's 1 for 3. Struck out his last time up. Losiavo with his pitch. Fastball at the knees for strike one.
All right, Nick, we got him back here. Let's go, kid.
So the Raiders with a golden opportunity here to stretch their lead. Infield in at the corners. Your next pitch. Swing and a foul left side. And it's 0-2. Middle infield will stay back. They'll look for the double play here. No balls and 2 strikes on Ayala. Losiavo with his 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, held the swing. Pitch is in the dirt. No appeal as of yet. Now they'll appeal. And base umpire says no, he did not go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Losiavo with the 1-2. Curve dropping in for strike 3. And that is the second out of the inning. Strikeout number 3 for Losiavo. 2 out. Bases loaded. Mark Blevins wants time as Tyler Summer hitting in the spot of Omar Carreras and Ariel Regalado. So Summer getting his first at bat. He will talk to Mark Blevins here. Now he's talking to the home plate umpire. Yeah, I don't think he announced Summer as a pinch hitter. So he's got to get that, in the lineup card. Summer is 0 for 6 so far, as Summer will look for his first varsity hit. Big spot here with the bases loaded and 2 out. So now the home plate umpire letting Sean Field know that, we have a pinch hitter here, or at least Summer hitting for the first time. And Losiavo taking some warm-up pitches just to stay loose. So Summer is the batter, Christian Petrillo at third, Paul Kukler at second, and Derek Rossman at first. No more sun. The sun has gone bye-bye. So Losiavo at the set. And his pitch. Fastball in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike. Raiders lead at 8-5 here in the top of the 6th. And your next pitch. Fastball outside. 1-1 on Summer. The corner outfielders not playing shallow. They're looking for a play at the plate. Your next pitch. Swing, and this is a ground ball going over to short. Skirby has it. He'll go to third to get the force. And that will do it. Went to the nearest base side, retired. Forcing out Kukler at third base. And so that will do it for the Raiders in the 6th. So for North Brunswick, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left. Raiders now left 10. So we have played 5.5. North Brunswick 8, Monroe 5. So we'll break, and we'll come back with Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
This week at Restoration Place, battle tested by Pastor John Bazemore Jr.
Sometimes we commit our lives and we commit our understanding to people that they're smart, but they haven't been through anything.
Be restored at Restoration Place every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and on demand anytime on the King James Radio Network at jamesisking.com.
Now to the bottom of the 6th inning. And so the Raiders trying to hang on here against Monroe. They lead it 8-5. So for the Falcons, here in the 6th, it'll be 9-1-2 in the batting order. Christian Lucadamo will be up. Lucadamo singled his first time up. And Tyler Summer with his first pitch. Fastball missing outside for ball 1. Summer back out for inning number 3 in relief of Ariel Regalado, who pitched the first 3 innings. And Summer pitching the last 2. Fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball and a strike on Luca Damo. So the count at 1-1. Summers pitch. Swing and a foul straight back to the backstop. And now 1-2. You know, it's funny when I look at the line scorer on the scoreboard there. Summer with his pitch. Curve misses outside. 2-2 on Luca Damo. A lot of, straight and crooked numbers in the first 6 slots, and then all zeros in the last 5. Summer with his pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball over the outer half, a strike 3. And that is the first out. Strikeout number 2 for Tyler Summer. 1 out. And that'll bring up Sean Walter. Walter is 1 for 2. He has singled, been hit by a pitch and flied out to left. And 2 runs scored. Lefty versus lefty. Summers pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Raiders with a crossover schedule this week. And your next pitch. Fastball at the belt for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Raiders play against Metuchen tomorrow, and then Bishop R on Thursday. Your next pitch. Fouled off the catcher. Count at 1-2. And then Raiders will head back to GMC White Division play next week, with Woodbridge and St. Joe's right around the corner. Next week is also spring break. Your next pitch. Sliced foul to the left towards the parking lot. Over the school bus parked out there. The North Brunswick school bus from the JV game is here, as the JV game is over. The JV field is down the road here at Monroe, right behind the police station. As your next pitch. Fouled off behind us. So still 1-2 on Sean Walter. And time is called. Walter will step out. So again, Summer, goes into the wind. His pitch, breaking ball missing low. And 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Walter giving Summer a battle here at 2-2. Into the wind, 2-2 pitch, and hit in the air, going out to short right field, going out Ayala, and did he make the catch? He did! A leaping catch from Stefan Rojas Ayala out in short right field for the second out. And so you're finally seeing some defense here. 2 out. And that'll bring up Brian Skirby. Skirby is 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch as well. Right-handed batter. Summer winds and his pitch. Check swing, went around, strike 1. Summer into the wind is 0-1. Swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup perhaps. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. So the Raiders, scored their runs early. 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and another 1 in the third. And they've made it stick thus far. 0-2. Curve misses, or fastball outside.
Hey, what do you say, Brian? What do you say?
1-2. Summers' next pitch. That one just missed. Little high. 2-2.
Hey, Scott, what do you say, kid?
So 2-2 on Bryant Skirby. Summer winds. The 2-2. Chopper going to the right side. Summer off the mound. A roller. Summer picks it up. Underhands to first, but it's over the head of Farrell. Gets away. Probably will go to the fence. Skirby will head down to second. So We'll call it, I think it's going to be called a hit and an error, I think. So an error charged to the pitcher on the throw. Like I said, I think they're going to give Skirby a hit and an error. So that'll bring up Jack Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald has walked, flied out to left, flied out to center. He's 0 for 2. Summer winds in his pitch, fouled off behind us, 0-1. No, they're just going to charge the error to Summer. And so his next pitch, high pop-up. Andrew Tan behind the second base bag, calls for it. He's got it, side retired. So Summer able to work around the error. He has pitched 3 scoreless for Monroe. No runs on no hits, 1 error and 1 left. End of 6. And the Raiders lead it by a score of 8-5 over Monroe here. So we will break and we will come back in a moment on the King James Radio Network.
Listen to the King James Radio Network by downloading the Spreaker app to your phone or tablet. Spreaker is spelled S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R. You can find it in the App Store on your iPhone or on Google Play for Android users.
This is Andrew Tan. Raiders baseball is on your radio, courtesy of the King James Radio Network.
Top of the 7th inning now. The Raiders with an 8-5 lead here over Monroe. Here right behind Monroe High School in Monroe, New Jersey. Corbett Thompson here at jamesisking.com. Also on Facebook under King James Radio Network and on Twitter at King James Radio 1. Nick Lociavo's pitch to Dylan Glassman at the top of the order. Hangs over the inside corner for strike 1. Glassman flied out to right his last time up. He is 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Next pitch, popped up. And out at shortstop, Bryant Skirby is there. And he's got it. Out number 1. So 1 out. Caleb Rodriguez will come up. Rodriguez reached on an error his last time up. Caleb now 1 for 2 with a walk and a couple of runs scored. North Brunswick 8 runs on 6 hits. Monroe 5 runs on 6 hits as Rodriguez swings at the first one and grounds it foul at the plate, 0-1. So yeah, 8-6-2 for the Raiders, 5-6-2 for Monroe. 0-1 on Rodriguez. Lociavo's pitch. Swing, and this one is a grounder over to short. Skirby picks up the hop and throws to first. Gets Caleb 2 out. So 2 out, nobody on. Mark Blevins out of the dugout. And he's running over past first base to the base umpire. Not sure. He's pointing at the first base bag. I think maybe he's saying that the first baseman, Saviano, was pulled off the bag. And now he's looking at the base umpire. And I think the base umpire just called him out. But I think that's what Coach Blevins was getting at, I think he was saying that the throw pulled Saviano off the bag, but the call will stand. 2 out, nobody on. And Andrew Tan up. Tan lined out to short his last time up. He's 2 for 4. Right-handed batter. Lociavo's pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. Ball and no strikes. And your next pitch, curve. Misses inside, ball 2. 2-0 on Andrew Tan. And the 2-0. Tailing outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Now on Andrew Tan. I would imagine Tan's going to be taking all the way here. And the 3-0 takes, and it's at the knees for a called strike, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Your next pitch, swing and a grounder, foul, left side. Count now at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes on Andrew Tan. And so Luciava with the 3-2. Fastball on the inside corner, called strike 3, side retired. So 4th strikeout of the game for Luciavo. And for the first time today, the Raiders go in order. So nothing across for North Brunswick. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Raiders will go for the win here. They lead it by a score of 8-5 over Monroe. We'll break, and we'll come back in a moment with Raiders baseball on the King James Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th. Tyra Summer needs 3 more outs to get his first varsity win, as he came in relief of Ariel Regalado. And so it will be 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order here. For Monroe, Lou Folgore, Johnny Albrecht, and Sean Saviano are due up. I'm pretty sure it would be Summer that gets the win. Ariel Regalado pitched the first 3 innings, but I think you have to pitch 4 to get the win. I mean, of course, if I'm wrong, then Ariel would get his first varsity win, but I do believe it will be Summer. As Folgore is up. First pitch fastball from Summer misses high for ball 1. Folgore is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Right-handed batter. And Tyler Summer into the wind. His next pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. And it's 1-1. So Summer winds in his next pitch. Swing and a grounder foul, third base side. And it's 1-2. Ariel Regalado pitched the first 3 innings. Held the fort to at least give the Raiders, an opportunity. And your next pitch. Popped up, short pop-up is going to drop. Second base side, bare hand by Ayala. Throws to first, gets past Farrell, goes to the fence. And Monroe is contending that it went out of play, which would give him an extra base. And so we'll see what the call is. Sean Field and the Monroe coach is saying that it went out of play, and they're going to give him second base. And we'll see if Mark Blevins comes out to argue it. He does. So the ruling is that the ball went out of play over here, on the first base side. So Folgore gets second base. Mark Blevins arguing it. But this is why you go over the ground rules before the game. So you don't have a situation like this where they're trying to sort it out. Everybody's pointing over to the fence. Mark Blevins is pointing to the fence. Home plate umpire is pointing to the fence. Now, past the Monroe dugout here, there's a little shed over here, and that's where now they're behind the shed there. And then there's a second fence there where some spectators are, standing behind that fence. So they're trying to determine exactly where the out of play part is. So Mark Blevins walks back to the dugout, probably not very happy, as Folgore will be on second. So now the umpires will get together here once again. So I have a feeling, so they're going to send him back? Yeah, I think they're going to send him back. He's walking back towards first base. So it looks like they're going to send Fulgore back to first base. Sean Field not happy. Yeah, Coach Field isn't very happy, and Fulgore walks back to second base. So we got a little confusion here as to exactly where Fulgore should be. Now Sean Field having a long conversation with both umpires. And now Fulgore's at second. Here comes Mark Blevins. And so, major cross-up here. I have no idea. It looked like at one point they were going to send Fulgore back to first base. Now they don't. Mark Blevins isn't happy. Somebody's not going to be happy here. That much is clear. But the umpires have not made any definitive decision here. Now the base umpire's coming back to talk to Coach Blevins. And so this is kind of, bordering on ridiculous because so now both umpires talking to Coach Blevins. And so now it looks like from everything that Fulgore is going to be on second. And like I said a minute ago, this is why you go over the ground rules before the game. You spend a good 5 minutes going over the ground rules before the game so you don't get to this point. Coach Blevins visibly upset. And so it looks like Fulgore is going to stay on second. So he reaches on the error from Rojas Ayala. Fulgore on second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh. Johnny Albrecht is up. Albrecht is 1 for 3. Struck out looking his last time up. So play will finally resume as Tyler Summer looks back at second. His pitch and misses outside. Ball 1. So a 3-run lead here for the Raiders. Here in the the bottom of the seventh. Raiders trying to close the door. Summer at the set. Looks back at second. Here's 1-0. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. And it's 1-1. Ball got away momentarily, but Andrew Tan wisely coming in. Ball and a strike on Albrecht. Summer at the set. Here's 1-1. Fastball inside. 2 balls and a strike now. Can the Raiders get 3 more outs for their second win of the year? Summer with his next pitch. Inside. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. If Albrecht reaches, that would put the tying run to the plate. Sean Saviano on deck. Summer will come to the set. And his 3-1 pitch. Fastball inside. Ball 4, and the tying run will come up. Second walk issued by Tyler Summer. He had a walk back in the 5th inning. And Mark Blevins will head out to the mound here to talk to Summer and his infield. And, well, of course, it wouldn't be a Raiders game without some drama. 8-5 here in the last of the 7th. Sean Saviano will be the hitter. He is 1 for 2. Walked his last time up, and now Sean Field has his lineup card out. I think we're going to get a runner here. Yeah, we're going to get a runner here at second base. Looks like Ryan Gilliand will run for Fulgore. So Gilliand is at second. And Albrecht is at first. Saviano represents the tying run. Saviano walked his last time up. Again, he's 1 for 2. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. North Brunswick 8, Monroe 5. In what has been an eventful 7th inning, to say the least. Tyler Summer In his fourth inning of work trying to put the game away, Saviano calls time and steps out. Nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh. First two on from Monroe. Summer at the set. And his pitch. Fastball missing outside, ball one. Can Tyler Summer put the game away and get his first varsity win? Runners take their lead. Summer at the set. And his next pitch. Fastball outside, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes on Saviano. Summer at the set. Turns to second, no throw. As Gilliand gets back to the bag. So again, Ryan Gilliand at second. And Albrecht at first. 2-0 pitch. Fastball outside and it's ball 3. 3-0 on Saviano. Lucas Esso is on deck. Farrell not holding the bag at first. Summer turns to second, throws. And did it hit the runner? I believe it did. It hit the runner, Gilliand. And stays in front, I think. And now Tan and Bursack heading over to talk to Summer. The last thing you need here if you're North Brunswick is an error. Caleb Rodriguez playing in on the grass at third. 3 balls and no strikes on Saviano. Summer at the set. And his 3-0 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, 3-1. Runners take their lead off of first and second. Saviano wants time. Umpire mistakenly said 3-2. It's 3-1. Summer at the set. And his 3-1 pitch is outside, ball 4. That loads the bases and puts the tying run on first. So back-to-back walks here in the inning for Summer. Mark Blevins will come out. And I think Coach Blevins is going to stick with him here. He hasn't taken the baseball yet. So Gillian to third, Albrecht to second, Saviano to first. The bases are loaded for Monroe with nobody out, and Lucas Esso will come to the plate. Esso is 2 for 3. He has singled, he has doubled, and flied out to right. And yeah, I think Mark Blevins is going to bring in Christian Petrillo here to try to get the save. So Summer out, Petrillo in. Summer's going to go to right field. And Dylan Glassman will head over to center. So Petrillo will come in with the bases loaded and nobody out and try to get the final 3 outs. So we'll break here and we will come back to the insanity that has been the 7th inning in just a moment. You're listening to Raiders Baseball on the King James Radio Network.
Listeners of the King James Radio Network can visit the King James Radio Network shop at jamesisking.com and get $10 off of your purchase with no expiration dates and no limits. Right at the top of the homepage is the My Locker icon. Click and customize your own KJRN gear from there, then use the code listed on the website for your discount. Sweaters, t-shirts, hats, bags, and all kinds of apparel to give you the look of a top-notch team or a top-notch individual. Thank you for checking out the KJRN shop at My Locker, only at jamesisking.com.
All right, so we come back. Christian Petrillo is on the mound for the Raiders here, the 3rd Raiders pitcher of the day. He will try to get a win here for Tyler Summer. Petrillo is 1-2 with a 1.75 earned average, 16 innings pitched, 13 hits, 10 walks, and 13 strikeouts. Chich does have a complete game to his credit. But Kyle Siegel will come to the plate. He hits in Lucas Esso's spot. Siegel, a right-handed batter. And Christian Petrillo will make his first pitch, and it's a fastball missing high for ball 1. Siegel 0 for 2 so far on the season. Bases loaded and nobody out for Monroe. 8-5 North Brunswick. Petrillo's pitch. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball and a strike. And Petrillo with his next pitch. Curve in there for a called strike. 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Siegel. Petrillo will come to the set. And there's 1-2. Fastball sliced foul to the right. So Siegel staying alive at a ball and 2 strikes. So Mark Blevins trying to go for that second win. Next pitch, curve in the dirt. Gets away from Bursack. Here comes Gillian. No, he gets it to Petrillo, and everybody's trying to go back, throw to second. And they've got 1 run down here between second and third. And now Tan will come home to the plate. Bursack puts the tag on for the out to get Gillian, the courtesy runner. So 1 out, and that's a huge out. So a botched play there for Monroe. Gillian came off at third base and was about halfway down as the pitch got away from Bursack. Bursack recovered. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Siegel. Petrillo with his next pitch. Fastball sliced foul off to the right and out of play. Still 2-2. So score it 2-1. Yeah, score 2-1-5-2 on the putout at home. 2-2 though on Siegel. Petrillo's pitch, curve, grounder over to third base. Rodriguez there, Fields throws to first in time for the second out. Farrell throws to third, and the tag by Tan not in time. Albrecht makes it to third. I'm sorry, Albrecht scores. Albrecht scored on the ground out. Saviano to third. So a ground out and an RBI for Siegel, but there's 2 outs. Monroe down to their final out. Jacob Weiss up. Petrillo's pitch, curve, misses inside for ball 1. Weiss grounded up to second his last time up. Petrillo's pitch. Fastball missing outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So it's now 8-6. Raiders up by 2. Tying right at the plate in Weiss. Next pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Where's that strike 1? 2-1. 2-1. Getting ahead of myself. 2-1. Petrillo with his 2-1. Misses up high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Weiss. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 out here in the last of the 7th. 8-6 Raiders. Petrillo with his 3-1 pitch. Swinging a foul to the backstop. Full count. And Christian Petrillo, 1 strike away. 3-2 on Weiss. Christian Locadamo would be on deck. So 3-2. Saviano on third. Petrillo's 3-2. Sliced foul to the left. Still 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Petrillo at the set. And his 3-2 pitch. Fouled off to the left into the parking lot. That'll hit the top of the school bus. The North Brunswick school bus waiting for this game to be over. And we're still at 3-2. Saviano on third. Petrillo at the set. And his 3-2 pitch is at the belt for a called strike 3. And this game is over. And the North Brunswick Raiders pick up their second win of the season with an 8-6 win over the Monroe Falcons here in Monroe. Tyler Summer gets his first varsity win. Summer goes 3 innings plus to get the win. Christian Petrillo picks up the save as he came in with the bases loaded and nobody out, and only gives up the 1 run. And the Raiders come in and get a big crossover win in the GMC on the road in the chill and in the wind here in Monroe. So for Monroe in the 7th, they score 1 run on no hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. And so the final score here in Monroe, North Brunswick 8, Monroe 6. We will come back to Monroe with our Raiders Live postgame in just a moment. You're listening to North Brunswick Raiders Baseball, presented by the North Brunswick Baseball and Softball Association on the King James Radio Network. And so we come back to Monroe here at right outside of Monroe High School in Monroe, New Jersey, as this one is a final, as the North Brunswick Raiders hang on to defeat the Monroe Falcons by a score of 8-6 here in a GMC crossover contest. The Raiders, both of their wins coming on the road this season. They won at Colonia a week and a half ago, 1-0, and now coming here with their highest run total of the season at 8, and they beat Monroe by a score of 8-6. So, you know, the Raiders improved to 2-7 on the year. Monroe drops to 4-3, and so we'll see if we can do a quick recap here of the scores if I can. The Raiders actually came out with 4 runs in the first inning, and so it started the inning back-to-back singles from Dylan Glassman and Caleb Rodriguez to start, and then Andrew Tan grounded out to the catcher, but then Christian Petrillo drove in 2 with an RBI single. And so that made it 2-0. And then the Raiders would tack on from there. An RBI sacrifice fly from from Dylan Farrell. RBI sacrifice fly from Dylan Farrell. And then Stefan Rojas Ayala with an RBI single to give the Raiders a 4 spot in the top of the first. And that gave them a 4-0 lead. Monroe would come back with 3 in the bottom of the first inning. Sean Walter would lead off the inning with a single. And then 2 batters later, Jack Fitzgerald would walk. Lou Folgore would walk to load the bases. Johnny Albrecht with an RBI single. Sean Saviano with an RBI single. And Lucas Esso with an RBI single to give Monroe their 3 runs in the first inning. That made it 4-3. And then North Brunswick would counter with 3 more in the top of the second inning. And back to the top of the order, Dylan Glassman led off, but he grounded out to first. Caleb Rodriguez struck out but reached first base as the ball went to the backstop. Rodriguez able to reach first. Andrew Tan doubled, so that put runners at second and third. Christian Petrillo walked to load the bases, and then Sean Brahini walked to drive in a run. And so that made it 5-3. And then Alex Bursack hit into a fielder's choice to drive in 2 as the ball got away. So that gave the Raiders 7 runs in their first 2 innings to give them a 7-3 lead. Monroe would come back with a run in the bottom of the second to make it 7-4. North Brunswick would counter with a run in the top of the third with 2 out and nobody on. Dylan Glassman walked, Caleb Rodriguez walked, and then Andrew Tan singled in Glassman to make it 8-4. Monroe would counter in the bottom of the third on an RBI single from Christian Locadamo. And so that made it 8-5, and that brought us to the 7th inning where I'm just checking over to the North Brunswick dugout to see if I can get my guest here for the postgame. But bottom of the 7th inning, Lou Folgor would reach on an error, and he was awarded second base. Big controversy there. He was awarded second base as the ball was deemed to be out of play. And then Johnny Albrecht walked. Sean Saviano walked to load the bases with nobody out, and that's when Christian Petrillo came in. Kyle Siegel with an RBI ground out to bring home the run to make it 8-6. And so Christian Petrillo would come in and shut the door after that. And so thus 8-6 is your final. So I'm going to see if I can work through the wind here and have Tyler Summer come in for just a moment. So I just need Tyler to bear with me for 1 second. So if I'm correct, Tyler Summer picks up his first varsity win as he goes 3 innings plus and gets the win. So that 1 run will be charged to Tyler, but we'll have Mr. Summer come on here in just a second and talk to us about, coming in relief of Ariel Regalado. And so I'll have him flip those on for me. And so again, sophomore lefty Tyler Summer joins us here in our Raiders Live postgame, which is presented by the Cal Team at Remax Country over on 40 South Main Street in Milltown. Make sure you visit them at thecalteam.com. All right, Mr. Summer. So when you came in, did you know that you were going in the 4th inning? Did you have an idea? Obviously, I'm sure Coach probably told you in between innings. So was it just a matter of getting loose and getting warmed up?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I got to notice about the inning before when Ariel started struggling, and then told me to warm up, so I did, got loose, and then went in, ready to go.
4th inning comes, and, how do you block the wind and the cold out and just try to throw pitches?
Honestly, it's just me and the catcher. I'm not focused on anything else. The wind's a challenge. But thankfully today wasn't too bad. I just had to bear through and tried my hardest to throw strikes, keep it over the plate, stay downhill.
You got the side in order in the 4th inning, 3 fly balls. Were you just trying to get the ball up to where guys might be aggressive and take advantage of that?
Well, yeah, I knew they were a swinging team. They like to swing early in the count, so I thought just put it over the plate, see what happens. I trusted my defense behind me, and I just wanted to get out of the inning quick. No runs against. Yeah,
so you got the order there in the 4th inning, and then 5th inning, you were able to work around a 1-out walk and get Monroe there. 6th inning, also a scoreless inning. We're able to work around an error there. So, it seems like everything kind of went, well enough today. So, guys, made plays. So just talk about, overcoming, I'm sure you guys, weren't happy with Sunday night against Hillsborough, just overcoming some of those mistakes and just trying to get a winning streak going.
Well, yeah, definitely. Sunday's a hard loss, but, we put good work in at practice the other day, and, we're feeling confident about this week. We've got 2 more tough games against Metuchen and other teams. So today's a good win, boost morale, and we're ready to take on the week. Defense improved definitely. We had good at-bats at the plate, and hope we can carry through the week.
Metuchen and Bishop are coming up. And then, 7th inning, I know, did you just, kind of, well, let's see, the 7th inning, it started with the error there, and then they awarded him second base, and then the walk, a couple of walks after that. So was it just, you tired out in the 7th inning a little?
Yeah, just getting in my head too much, how to focus up, and I couldn't do that, but, thankfully, Chich came in, picked me up, kept the run, only to won that inning, and picked up the dub, so definitely thankful for that. But yeah, I just needed to find it better, needed to work on the stretch better, and just got to improve next time.
Christian Petrillo coming in and get the final, 3 outs. So, as a starter, what's it been like, kind of going through it a little bit, trying to figure things out at the varsity level? What's that been like?
It's definitely different. You got a lot of getting used to. It's better to have experience, but I think I'm learning well. I'm getting, hold of the ropes, and so far so good. You have a couple rough outings, but you learn from them, you get better, and you just put your all on the field. Hopefully things go your way. Hopefully your defense is with you, and you just try your hardest.
Now, your first start came against South Plainfield. That second game of the year, you had a 5-1 lead, and it got away. How long did it take to get over that game?
It was rough. I was pissed off the whole rest of the night, but, coaches always tell me, baseball's a game of short-minded. You got to be mad the day it happens and then forget about the next day, come ready to go, get better at practice, do better the next game, and just improve.
Is this team better than what the record might show?
I definitely think this team puts up a good challenge. Are they better than us?
No, I mean your team.
Oh, my team?
Yes, you're
Definitely.
2-7. So is
Definitely.
the record is you guys feel like you're better than
Yeah.
what your record?
Definitely better than our record. At the beginning of the season, we're a little iffy, just getting started. But I feel like we've grown as a team, team chemistry, and then individually, defensive and offensively, we've grown. And although we got off to a rough start, we played tough teams like Hardin Central and Old Bridge and all that. I think we can really compete with any team in our division. And today's game shows that we know what we're doing. We're ready to come full throttle.
Because you guys are in every game. Hillsboro's a top 20 team in the state. You guys were in that game. It was 2-0 in the 5th inning and just too many walks. But because it seems like it's just one thing here or one thing there. Can this between the coaches and the players, can you guys still have enough time to try to patch up everything?
Yeah, I definitely think so. We have plenty of practices during the week, which just adds on to our improvements. And even from games, we're learning from games. You walk a batter, you learn to compose yourself and get the next out, or you learn to work downhill if you're throwing up, or all these simple things that maybe overlooked are all learning moments and definitely help us improve as a whole.
Between your pitching and your hitting and sometimes pinch running, is varsity what you thought it would be?
It's definitely a lot more than I thought it would be, but it's a good challenge. I've played at an age level with just my level of kids, but this is a good challenge. Older kids, committed kids. It's definitely a fun environment. It's definitely a good challenge, and I definitely like it a lot.
And last question: yourself and Ariel and David Nazario. You guys are the 3 sophomores coming in. Do you feel like you guys learn from each other as well as the upperclassmen? Do you guys feel like you learn a little bit from each other as well?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm very close friends with both of them, so we talk all the time, and it's good to know how we can help improve each other. Ariel had a rough day on the mound today, so I had to come in and pick him up. And other days it's the same thing with him. I start and he picks me up, and the same thing with Davis. So I think a bond between us is very important. We definitely could teach each other good things and help us improve for later on in the season.
By the way, what pitches did you feel like you had working today? Fastball, curve. What did you feel like had working?
Definitely 4-seam. Sliding that pretty good, and the slider worked very well. Didn't throw much of the 2-seam today, but didn't need to. Thankfully, the 4-seam was hitting where I needed it to be, and the slider was breaking good, and everything was just working today.
Tyra Summer pitching 3 innings plus to get the win. Christopher Trillo coming in for the save. Thank you, sir. I know they're waiting for you on the bus, all right? And good luck, all right?
Thank you.
Yep, I'll take that. Yep, Tyra Summer. And again, first varsity win for Mr. Summer as the Raiders win it by a score of 8-6 here over Monroe. And so my thanks to head coach Mark Blevins and assistant coach Dean Petrillo, patiently waiting for me. And so they will head on home back to North Brunswick. And yeah, you forgot your equipment. Yeah, I don't plan on coming back to the high school anytime soon. Good luck, all right? Yep, so the Raiders win it. And so my thanks to athletic director Greg Beyer here at Monroe. And so let's do the final totals. For North Brunswick, 8 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. They left 10 men on base. For Monroe, 6 hits on 6 errors. 6 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors. They left 8. Your winning pitcher is Tyler Summer, his first varsity win in relief of Ariel Regalado. He is 1-0. Nick Coniglio gets the loss, and so he is 0-1. Christian Petrillo gets the save, his first. And so the Raiders again improved to 2-7. Monroe drops to 4-3 here in this crossover game. Well, that brings us to our next broadcast, and I've been struggling with this for quite a while. Our next broadcast, tentatively, and I put in boldface, tentatively, scheduled for tomorrow afternoon back at Guido de Torres Field in North Brunswick. North Brunswick scheduled to take on Metuchen in another crossover game. This game was originally scheduled for Saturday morning, but they moved it from Saturday to Wednesday here. They moved it up a couple of days. And I'm not sure if that's because there's rain expected on the weekend. I saw the long-range forecast. There's rain expected on Saturday. So I'm not sure if that's the reason or if there's some other reason. Maybe there's a scheduling conflict or whatever. But the game will be played tomorrow at de Torres Field against Metuchen at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. On Wednesday. It's 50-50 because I have something that I have to take care of with my wife. Basically, long story short, I I have something that I have to take care of with my wife, so it's a personal matter. But if I am here, we will be on the air at 3:45 with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Cal Team and Remax Country, and first pitch at 4 o'clock. So again, my thanks to Greg Byer, athletic director here at Monroe, Sean Field, the head coach, and of course my thanks to all of you folks for listening in this afternoon. I am going to get in my car because I'm not freezing. I've been through worse, but I'm getting out of here. So, from Monroe, New Jersey, this is Corbett Thompson saying goodbye, Godspeed. We thank you for listening to this edition of North Brunswick Raiders Baseball presented by the North Brunswick Baseball and Softball Association on the King James Radio Network, NBBSA.com. Make sure you check those guys out. Thanks to President Dave Rosenberg and Vice President Dave Kukler for their continued support of our coverage. But your final score here in Monroe, North Brunswick 8, Monroe 6. We will talk to you possibly tomorrow. If not, I'll post it on the Facebook page and on Twitter. Facebook, King James Radio Network. Twitter, at King James Radio 1. But we'll talk to you later this week. Let's put it that way. Until then, you folks, have a good night.